Hello, this is MK Akan. Welcome to another awesome video. In today's copywriting video, I'll be talking about how killer headlines can kill yourself or can kill yourselves. I know that sounds very contradictory because if you have studied copywriting, you will know that headlines are one of the most important things you need to write. And a lot of people love talking about writing killer headlines and all of that. So in this very short video, I'm going to show you that sometimes killer headlines can actually kill yourselves. Alright, but before I go on, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button, and comment under the video. Alright, so have you ever seen a headline, or have you been in a group or somewhere and people post a number of headlines, and then sometimes people ask, especially newbies, ask which of these headlines is the best? And sometimes people jump in and begin to select or pick the one that is the best. Sometimes I look at those activities and I smile because truly you can't really tell a headline that is good or bad from just looking at it. Okay, so let me give you an example of what I mean. Pick between these two headlines, which of them is the best, or which of them do you think is the best? Number one, get rich slowly. Number two, how to make $1,000 every day from the comfort of your house. Which of those two headlines, simple headlines, which of them do you think is the best? Or which of them do you think will make a lot of money? A lot of people will quickly jump and say headline number two because, of course, it is specific. It talks about a big promise. Promise somebody $1,000 every day. It talks about being easy and all of that. So a lot of people will jump in and say number two. But guess what? Number one was a headline written by a very successful copywriter called Gary Benzivinger. And that headline went on to make millions of dollars. Get rich slowly was a money-making headline. Now, I'm sure that headline number two may have been used by somebody somewhere in the biz-op space, and it also made a lot of money. But headline number one also made a lot of money. The point I'm trying to say is this. If you were just to look at those two headlines without really giving or knowing all the details about the headline, you would never pick headline one because, of course, it seems kind of weak. The promise is not very strong. All right, but there's a reason why that headline really worked very well. During the time where that headline was written, the audience were tired of the hype. They were tired of big promises. They were tired of hearing how you can make a lot of money with no effort. So they became jaded and they were suspicious of any headline that promised big money with less work. So, because of that, Gary Benzivinger went the other direction. He went the opposite direction and wrote a contrarian headline. And that really came out well and very successful. You can also do the same for your own business, for your own headline. You don't need to write a headline just by making big promises. The one thing that helped Gary Benzivinger to write that headline is he understood his audience. He knew the audience. He knew that the audience were tired of big, hypey promises. So he wrote the headline, and it seemed like a very weak headline, but the headline worked because he understood his audience. He knew what worked and what they were tired of. Even another very big copywriter, Gary Halbert, one time tried an experiment. He wrote down a number of headlines and asked other pro copywriters to select the best one. A lot of them selected different headlines and a lot of them missed. Even Gary Halbert himself one time picked a headline thinking that would be the best, but it didn't work. The point I'm trying to make is this. A powerful killer headline only works because of the audience. The audience decides what's killer or not. You don't just write something and just think it's the best because you're making big, bold promises. So you need to understand your audience. You need to know what the audience wants. That is the most important part of everything. Knowing your audience, knowing what they want, knowing what they like. This is going to guide you and help you to write headlines. Now the headline will be killer if it gets sales, if it gets the job done. All right. So sometimes very big promises will kill your sales. Big promises, headlines that seem very killer can kill your sales. Number one, another thing is you need to understand that there are a number of things that affect your headline. Number one is believability. Number two is market awareness. Number three is market sophistication. Now, believability is somehow connected to number three, which is market sophistication. But I want to talk about number one, the believability of your headline. What does your audience know about the headline? What do they believe? What do they believe is possible? What do they believe they can do? Because even if you make big promises and your audience does not believe your promise, your headline will fail. The killer headline will fail. You want to write a headline that is believable, a headline that your audience believes they can achieve. That is what is going to really help you to make a sale. All right. So the most important point to take home here is that you need to do your market research. You need to know who you're talking to. Really understand them, understand how they feel about the market and everything being sold in the market, so that you will know how to use the right words in your headline. Because it's not just about writing killer headlines with big hype promises, right? It's a lesson that we all have to take and note as copywriters. So killer headlines can kill sales. So make sure you know who you're talking to, know what they believe, know how to make your promises so that you can get the result you want. That's the video that I have today. Please, if this is valuable, makes any sense to you, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions concerning this, or you want to disagree with me, or you have other ideas about what I just shared, please share in the comments. Once again, thank you. And you can go click the links in the description to get into my Facebook group or to contact me to write sales copy for you. Once again, thank you for listening. Do have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.